1. Life isn't fair, but it's still good. There's a lot of pain and suffering in the world, but there's also a lot of beauty and joy. The key is to focus on the good and not the bad. There will always be bad things happening, but if you focus on the good, you'll be much happier. 2. When in doubt, just take the next small step. When you're feeling stuck or unsure of what to do next, it can be helpful to just take the next small step. This can help you get unstuck and move forward again. Sometimes all you need is a little push to get going. So if you're feeling stuck, just take the next small step and see where it takes you. 3. Life is too short not to enjoy it. There are so many things to see and do, and so little time to do them. We have to make the most of every moment, and not let anything slip through our fingers. We have to learn to enjoy the little things, as well as the big things. Life is too short to waste time on things that don't matter. We have to learn to live in the moment, and not take anything for granted. 4. Your job won't take care of you when you are sick. Your friends and family will. Your job won't take care of you when you are sick. Your friends and family will. They'll be there for you when you need them the most, whether you're dealing with a physical illness or a mental health issue. They'll support you and help you get through whatever you're going through. So don't be afraid to lean on them when you need to. 5. Don't buy the stuff you don't need. In today's consumer culture, it's all too easy to get caught up in the latest trends and buy things we don't necessarily need. While it's perfectly fine to treat yourself now and then, it's important to be mindful of our spending habits and only purchase items that we will use and enjoy. Otherwise, we end up with a closet full of clothes we never wear or a house full of gadgets we never use, and that's just a waste of money. So next time you're tempted to buy something just because it's on sale or because everyone else has it, take a step back and ask yourself if you need it. More often than not, the answer will be no, and you'll be glad you saved your money. 6. You don't have to win every argument. Stay true to yourself. There's no need to try and win every argument you have. It's more important to stay true to yourself. If you're honest and authentic, people will respect you even if they don't always agree with you. So don't be afraid to speak your mind and stand up for what you believe in. 7. Cry with someone. It's more healing than crying alone. When you cry with someone, it can be a very healing experience. It can help you to feel less alone and can provide a sense of support and understanding. Crying with someone can also help to release any built-up emotions that you may be feeling. 8. It's okay to get angry with God. He can take it. Sometimes, we get angry. We may feel like He has let us down, or that He isn't listening to us. It's okay to be angry with He can take it. He wants us to come to Him with our anger and frustration. He loves us, and He wants to help us through our struggles. So don't be afraid to tell how you feel. He can handle it. 9. Save for retirement starting with your first paycheck. One of the best things you can do for your future is to start saving for retirement as early as possible. Even if you can only save a little bit each month, it will add up over time. The sooner you start saving, the more time your money will have to grow. Saving for retirement may seem like a long way off, but it's never too early to start. The sooner you start saving, the better off you'll be. 10. When it comes to chocolate, resistance is futile. Chocolate is one of the most delicious and popular foods in the world, and it's no surprise that so many people have a difficult time resisting it. Of course, some people can resist chocolate, but for the most part, it's pretty difficult. If you find yourself struggling to resist chocolate, there are a few things you can do. First, try to eat other snacks so you're not as tempted. Second, keep chocolate out of the house so you're not as tempted to eat it. And finally, try to find other foods that satisfy your sweet tooth so you're not as tempted to eat chocolate. 11. Make peace with your past so it won't screw up the present. It's so easy to get caught up in our past and the things that we wish we could change. We dwell on our mistakes and the things that we could have done differently. But holding on to this anger and resentment is only going to hurt us in the present. It's important to make peace with our past so that we can move on and live our best lives in the present. When we can let go of the anger and pain from our past, we open ourselves up to so much more happiness and joy in the present. 12. It's okay to let your children see you cry. It's perfectly fine for your children to see you cry. It can be beneficial for them. It can show them that it's okay to feel sad and that it's okay to express those emotions. It can also help them to understand and empathize with others who are going through tough times. Of course, you don't want to be crying all the time in front of your children, but a few tears here and there are nothing to worry about. 13. Don't compare your life to others. You have no idea what their journey is all about. It's so easy to get caught up in comparing our lives to others. We see someone who seems to have it all together and we can't help but wonder why our own lives seem so difficult in comparison. But the truth is, we don't know what that other person's journey is all about. They may seem to have it all together on the surface, but we don't know what challenges they may be facing behind the scenes. So instead of comparing our lives to others, let's focus on our journey and be grateful for all the good things we have in our lives. 14. If a relationship has to be a secret, you shouldn't be in it. There's something about having a secret relationship that feels exciting and thrilling. Maybe it's the fact that you have to be careful about who you tell and how you act around other people. Maybe it's the feeling of knowing that you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. Whatever the reason, if you find yourself in a relationship that you have to keep secret, you should ask yourself why. Are you in a relationship with someone you're not supposed to be with? Are you afraid of what other people will think if they find out? Are you ashamed of your partner for some reason? If you're not comfortable with other people knowing about your relationship, there's probably something wrong with it. A relationship should be something you're proud of, not something you have to hide. If you're not ready to come out and tell the world about your relationship, then you're not ready for a real relationship. If you're afraid of what other people will think, then you're not with the right person. And if you're ashamed of your partner, then you're not in a healthy relationship. If you're in a secret relationship, ask yourself why. If you can't answer that question, then you shouldn't be in the relationship. 15. Everything can change in the blink of an eye. But don't worry, God never blinks. Everything can change in the blink of an eye. But don't worry, never blinks. He is always watching over us, even when it feels like the world is falling apart. When everything seems dark and hopeless, remember that is always there, guiding us through the storm. 16. Life is too short for long pity parties. Get busy living, or get busy dying. It's so easy to get caught up in our problems and feel sorry for ourselves. But life is too short to wallow in self-pity. Instead, we should focus on living our best lives and making the most of every moment. Of course, there will be times when we feel down and out. But even in those moments, we can choose to get busy living. We can find ways to improve our situations and make the best of what we have. So next time you find yourself feeling sorry for yourself, remember that life is too short for long pity parties. Get busy living, or get busy dying. Either way, make the most of your time on this earth. 17. You can get through anything if you stay put in today. If you're feeling lost or like you can't make it through whatever you're facing, just remember that today is all you have. You can get through anything if you stay present and focus on what's in front of you. It may not be easy, but it's always possible. So take a deep breath and keep going. You've got this. 18. A writer writes. If you want to be a writer, write. Being a writer is all about writing. If you want to be a writer, you need to write regularly. It doesn't matter what you write about, just keep writing. The more you write, the better you'll become at it. And as you improve, you'll start to develop your unique style. There's no one right way to be a writer. Some people like to plan every detail of their stories before they start writing, while others prefer to just sit down and let the words flow. However you like to work, the important thing is to keep writing. The more you write, the better you'll become at it. So if you want to be a writer, just start writing. Write about whatever you like, and don't worry about making mistakes. The more you write, the better you'll get. 19. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. But the second one is up to you and no one else. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. But the second one is up to you and no one else. You can't relive your childhood, but you can create happiness as an adult. It's up to you to find joy in your everyday life and to create lasting memories with the people you love. It's never too late to have a happy childhood, but it's up to you to make it happen. 20. When it comes to going after what you love in life, don't take no for an answer. When it comes to going after what you love in life, don't take no for an answer. Pursue your passions with determination and don't let anything stand in your way. If you have a dream, go after it and make it a reality. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something. If you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Follow your heart and go after what you want in life, you won't regret it. 21. Burn the candles, use nice sheets, and wear the fancy lingerie. Don't save it for a special occasion. Today is special, why not make every day special? That's what we say at our house. Why not use nice sheets and burn candles every day? Why not wear fancy lingerie every day? We think that every day is special and deserves to be treated as such. We don't believe in saving things for a special occasion because we believe that every day is a special occasion, so go ahead and use those nice sheets, burn those candles, and wear that fancy lingerie. Today is special and so are you. 22. Over-prepare, then go with the flow. When it comes to big events, it's always better to over-prepare and then go with the flow on the day of. This way, you'll be less likely to run into any surprises or hiccups. Make a list of everything you need to do and pack the night before. Lay out your outfit and have your shoes by the door. Double-check the event details so you know exactly where you're supposed to be and when. And most importantly, relax and enjoy yourself. 23. Be eccentric now. Don't wait for old age to wear purple. We often think of eccentricity as something that is only acceptable in old age, when we no longer have to conform to societal norms. But why not be eccentric now? Life is too short to worry about what other people think of us. If we want to wear a purple, we should go for it. Of course, being eccentric doesn't mean we should abandon all sense of propriety. We can still be respectful and considerate of others, even as we express our unique style. But let's not be afraid to be a little bit different. After all, that's what makes life interesting. 24. The most important sex organ is the brain. The brain is the most important organ because it controls everything else. Without a brain, the other organs would not be able to function. The brain controls the body's hormones, which are responsible for sexual development and function. The brain also controls the nervous system, which is responsible for sexual sensation and pleasure. 25. No one is in charge of your happiness except you. No one is in charge of your happiness except you. You are the only one who can control your happiness. No one else can make you happy or unhappy, only you can do that. You are the only one who knows what makes you happy and what doesn't. So, it's up to you to make yourself happy. If you're not happy with your current situation, it's up to you to change it. Don't wait for someone else to make you happy, that's not their job, it's yours. Take charge of your happiness and create the life you want to live. 26. Frame every so-called disaster with these words: in 5 years, will this matter? Disasters have a way of shaking us to our core and making us feel like everything is falling apart. It's easy to get caught up in the moment and feel like this is the end of the world. But if we take a step back and frame every disaster with the question, in 5 years, will this matter? We can often gain some much-needed perspective. It's not always easy to see the silver lining amid a disaster, but if we can remind ourselves that this too shall pass, we can often get through it a little bit easier. So the next time you're feeling like everything is falling apart, take a deep breath and ask yourself, in 5 years, will this matter? You might be surprised at the answer. 29. What other people think of you is none of your business. What other people think of you is none of your business. You should not concern yourself with what others think of you because it does not matter. What matters is how you feel about yourself. If you are happy and confident with who you are, then that is all that matters. Other people's opinions are not important. 30. Time heals almost everything. Give time time. It is often said that time heals all wounds. This may be true to some extent, but it is important to remember that time can only do so much. There are some things that time cannot heal, no matter how much time passes. This is why it is important to give time. If you are patient, and you allow time to do its work, eventually you will see some healing. But it is important to be realistic about what time can and cannot do. 31. However good or bad a situation is, it will change. No matter how good or bad a situation is, it will eventually change. This is an unavoidable truth of life. Situations are always in flux, and what is good today may be bad tomorrow, and vice versa. This is why it's important to stay flexible and adaptable because the only constant changes. Of course, some changes are more significant than others. A small change, like the weather, is usually not a big deal. But a major change, like a death or a natural disaster, can be life-altering. No matter what kind of change it is, though, it's important to remember that it won't last forever. Things will eventually get better, or worse, and it's important to keep that in mind when times are tough. 32. Your job won't take care of you when you are sick. Your friends will. Stay in touch. Your job won't take care of you when you are sick. Your friends will. Stay in touch. It's important to have a support system of friends and loved ones when you're facing tough times, whether it's an illness, a job loss, or anything else. Your friends will be there for you in a way that your job can't, and it's important to stay in touch with them. If you're feeling isolated, reach out to your friends and let them know what's going on. They'll be happy to help you through whatever you're facing. 33. Believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. I have seen them happen in my own life, and I know they are real. I believe that when we open our hearts to the possibility of miracles, they can happen for us, too. I remember when I was going through a tough time a few years ago. I was struggling and felt like I had nowhere to turn. But then one day, out of the blue, I got a call from a friend I hadn't heard from in months. She told me she had been thinking about me and wanted to help. That phone call was a miracle for me. It helped me turn my life around. If you are open to it, miracles can happen for you, too. Just believe. 34. God loves you because of who God is, not because of anything you did or didn't do. Loves you simply because His love. It doesn't matter whether you've done good things or bad things, because His love is unconditional. Loves you just as you are, and nothing you do can change that. Love is the most powerful force in the universe, and it's always available to you, no matter what. So if you're feeling down or unlovable, remember that loves you, no matter what. 35. Whatever doesn't kill you does make you stronger. This is a popular saying that is often used to encourage people to keep going through tough times. The idea is that if you can survive something difficult, it will make you stronger and better equipped to handle future challenges. This can be a helpful mindset to have, as it can help you to see difficult experiences as opportunities for growth. Of course, it is important to remember that not everything that doesn't kill you will make you stronger. There is such a thing as survivor's guilt, which can be a very real and debilitating experience. It is important to be gentle with yourself and to realize that you don't have to be strong all the time. 36. Growing old beats the alternative, dying young. There's no denying that growing old isn't always easy. Our bodies start to fail us, our minds can become more forgetful, and we can become more reliant on others for help. But despite all of that, growing old beats the alternative, dying young. Sure, dying young means you miss out on all the potential that life has to offer. But it also means you miss out on all the pain, heartache, and struggles that come with growing old. You don't have to worry about losing your independence, your loved ones, or your own life. In some ways, it can seem like a blessing. Of course, there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to whether growing old or dying young is better. It's a personal choice that each of us has to make for ourselves. But for me, I'll take growing old any day over dying young. 37. Your children get only one childhood. Make it memorable. Your children only get one childhood. Make it memorable by taking them on fun outings, telling them stories, and spending time with them. Let them play and explore, and be there to support and encourage them. Childhood is a time of innocence and wonder, so cherish it and make the most of it. 38. Read the Psalms. They cover every human emotion. The Book of Psalms is a beautiful and moving collection of ancient Hebrew poems. Within its pages, the human emotions of joy and happiness, sorrow and grief, love and hate, and fear and anger are all expressed. The Psalms are a valuable resource for anyone seeking to understand and express their own emotions. They can provide comfort in times of sorrow, and encouragement in times of difficulty. Anyone who reads the Psalms will find themselves moved and inspired by the powerful emotions they contain. 39. Get outside every day. Miracles are waiting everywhere. Get outside every day. The fresh air and sunshine will do you good. Take a walk and enjoy the sights and sounds of nature. Marvel at the beauty of the flowers, the trees, and the sky. Listen to the birds singing and the breeze rustling through the leaves. Breathe in the fragrance of the flowers. Feel the warmth of the sun on your face. Let the cares of the day melt away. Miracles are waiting everywhere. You just have to look for them. 40. If we all threw our problems in a pile and saw everyone else's, we'd grab ours back. If we all threw our problems in a pile and saw everyone else's, we'd grab ours back. We'd think, at least I don't have that to deal with, or that looks hard. We compare our problems to others and think that ours aren't so bad. But the truth is, we all have our problems that are just as hard to deal with as anyone else. It's just that we can't see what someone else is going through. So next time you see someone with a problem, remember that you don't know what they're dealing with and be kind. 41. Don't audit life. Show up and make the most of it now. There's no need to wait for some future perfect moment to start living your best life. You can show up and make the most of every moment, starting now. There's no need to wait for permission or approval from others. You can simply take charge and start living the life you want to live. Start by setting your intention for the day, and then take action towards making it happen. Don't let anything hold you back. If there's something you want to do, go for it. Life is short, and it's up to you to make the most of it. So what are you waiting for? Show up and start living your best life now. 42. Get rid of anything that isn't useful, beautiful, or joyful. We are constantly bombarded with things that we don't need and that don't bring us joy. It can be difficult to let go of these things, even if they're taking up valuable space in our lives. But it's important to remember that we only have a limited amount of time and energy, and we should focus on filling our lives with things that are useful, beautiful, and joyful. When we get rid of the things that don't serve us, we open up space for the things that do. We can declutter our physical space, but also our mental and emotional space. This can help us to feel lighter, happier, and freer. We can also use this process as an opportunity to reflect on what is truly important to us. So let's take a step back and ask ourselves, what do we need in our lives? What brings us joy? And what can we let go of? 43. All that truly matters, in the end, is that you are loved. All that truly matters, in the end, is that you are loved. It doesn't matter how much money you had, how many possessions you owned, or how many people you knew. All that will matter is whether or not you are loved. Love is the most important thing in life, and it's the one thing that will never be taken away from you. Even when you're gone, your love will still be there, and it will continue to touch the lives of those you loved. So make sure that you love with all your heart, and never take it for granted. It's the only thing that truly matters. 44. Envy is a waste of time. You already have all you need. Envy is a waste of time. You already have all you need. The things you desire are not going to make you happier. Instead, focus on being grateful for what you have. Be content with what you have and who you are. When you do this, you will find that you are much happier. 45. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. This is a phrase that is often used to describe a situation where someone is confident that they will improve or achieve something great in the future. There is a sense of hope and optimism associated with this phrase, which is why it is often used in moments of challenge or adversity. It is a reminder that no matter how difficult things may seem, there is always the potential for things to get better.